Morning guys, happy Monday to you. Not with hat today, but with scarf and with new hair sort of side parting thing going on. I've got this idea for the start of 2014 regarding my hairstyle. I'm going off in a certain direction, which is really important to mention at this point, of course, because I'm sure that you will watch these videos to know what I'm doing with my facial hair and hair on my head. Anyway, right, so Monday motivation time. I'm going to talk about, again, there might be some overlap in certain principle-led things, but again, talk about a bit of the mindset, the motivation stuff, just to get you going. I mean, there's some stuff on the blog about tactics and stuff about the sort of facts that are going to help people, in my opinion at least, get to the results they need to get to. And that's what I'm going to talk about really today is results, I guess, and based on individuals. So what tends to happen, I think, at this time of the year is we tend to get a lot of what I call generic bullshit, which is you must do this, you must eat little and often, you must follow this plan, you must exercise this many times a week, and it must be for this length of time and whatever. And while structure works, I mean, I do give out a structured diet plan, which is principle led really. Now, if I'm working with somebody individually, then that needs to be coached in properly. I mean, this is the level of thinking you've got to be at. I mean, if you're a trainer watching this is the level of thinking you've got to be at, really. You can't just rock up and, you know, tell them not to eat sweets and cakes and get them to do squats and lunges. I mean, I get it and I understand that, but if you're going to really get good results and sort of earn decent money out of this while you can, then you've got to be able to think a bit differently, and you've got to be able to think as a coach. So if you're watching this as somebody who's looking to lose weight, that's what I'm going to say to you really. You're individual, so if you go to get the same plan, the same meal structure, the same exercise program, the same routines as everybody else, then potentially you're not giving yourself the best chance, because people aren't looking at a host of lifestyle factors. Now, whilst I'm very sort of big on principles, particularly around diet, you know, I think that, you know, whilst everyone's at a different level, I think that most of us have got some level of gluten intolerance, some level of lactose intolerance. Sugar has been demonstrated to be a chronic toxin for most humans, whether you're thin or not. Important, that is, whether you're thin or not. So whilst that is principle led, it's about how this process is going to work for you and your lifestyle, because a lot of the times is you know, fitness professionals will coach and they'll say, well, I did it, so why can't you? I did it, I lost weight, but I understand how it works as an overweight person and the process you've got to go through. And like what I see now, which is heartbreaking, is a lot of people in the new year are going through this process of, right, I need to exercise more and change the method, and they're not looking at themselves. But you also need somebody to help coach you through that process. And that comes down to you as an individual. So saying, okay, what are your lifestyle factors? When are you under stress? What is your job, your family situation, and these type of things? How often can you eat? I mean, if I just turn around to you and give you the little and often classic one, which has got no scientific merit whatsoever, then you're perhaps going to struggle. I mean, I struggle with the little and often thing now. I'm thinking, well, you know, I used to get stressed. I haven't eaten for 2 hours. Well, I'm not a bodybuilder, and that's where these concepts tend to sometimes come from, is people at a high level that need to do a certain way, and then that passes down to the rest of us. Well, you know, if someone's doing something for a job, like if someone's bodybuilding, that's their job, well, you're not doing that. You've got a job, you've got a family, you've got responsibilities, so this thing needs to be tailored to your individual needs, and this is really, really important if you want to get long-term results. Anybody can get a short-term quick fix with, you know, a diet plan, cleanse, detox, whatever it might be, and these are all fine, but if you're looking for that long term, that skill base that's really going to help you be successful, then it's got to suit you, and it's got to be about you, and the person that's coaching it to you has got to ask you the questions to find out a complete picture. You can't just rock them and go, well, here you go, follow this plan and we'll turn up and do a few squats and we'll beast you a little bit. It's not about that. It's a whole package. People aren't, talking to trainers now, people aren't coming to you for exercise, they're coming to you for a result, like I mentioned early on. It's the result that you want to pay for as a client. You want to pay for that result. You don't want to pay for somebody just to watch you exercise, unless that's specifically what you're looking for, which again is rare. So to get your result, it needs to be individual to you. So when you're looking at plans and you're looking at structures, don't be scared of asking questions and saying, well, hang on, how does this work for me? Is this going to work for me? And am I equipped enough to be able to do this? And if you're not, work with somebody, work with a professional professional that can help you to do that, that can coach you, that can talk to you, that can keep track, that can notice things, that can listen. So everything is a process rather than just well, I'll go and exercise at this class, that group, whatever it might be. You're thinking more about you and how this all fits together. So the key message for today, guys, is think about whether or not this is right for you, whether what you're doing is right for you and what is going to be right for you, and whether or not you feel you're being forced to do things or somebody's taking the time to say, actually, let's look at it and let's plan around your life and things like that. So bear that in mind, expect better and ask plenty of questions. See you next week.